So we're still going to have Classic move out with this Warp Prism. He just barely gets by these Stalkers. Remember, there's no blink yet.
Though.
Yeah.
So that's important that he did see this, because I think up until now, I don't think Trigger knew exactly what was happening just yet. So he does know that that's happening. We'll just go aggressive with his own Prism as well, as a couple units were already in there. The Immortal will be joining soon, and the other Immortal from Classic is just right-clicking onto the pylon, and that's going to deny the production of Trigger.
That's so funny. Yeah. He just gets in there, and it's like, yeah, that's enough. That slows everything down. Now, could this allow Classic to then try to come out here and dominate on the map? He's going to come back.
It looks like he found the proxy robo. Trigger was able to find this, so he's going to try to kill this Immortal, but the Prism does make it back in time, so we will be able to meet, but the rest of Trigger's army is also here. These Immortals are going to get surrounded and going to be forced to lift up and go to the right-hand side.
Oh, this is so crazy. Another Immortal is about to pop out here for Classic. He's about to have 3 Immortals in this game. He's been so busy trying to chase this. By the way, if he has things lined up like this, then he's going to end up... Oh, never mind. He actually micros that into the Warp Prism. This is such an insane game.
Now there's a random Raleigh Immortal trying to kill the pylon over here to deny this spot. And the Prism, actually not going to get killed off. He misclicked at the last second. Was able to get it anyway, putting it into the Prism to chase it down. So all of the units from Classic on this side will get killed off, and the Robo gets depowered. So now Trigger has an opportunity to walk across the map, perhaps, but there is a Stargate on the defensive for Classic.
But Classic has doesn't he have like a slightly bigger army? I guess not.
No,
actually,
he
the army supply is lower.
That was the 2 Immortals that was carrying the weight.
Yeah, you're right. Everything really was the 2 Immortals. I kind of imagined he had more stuff back at home since most of the fight was just Immortals. Trigger's expanding. The Phoenix is going to be an interesting element to throw into this mix, too. A Phoenix then into a Void Ray. Wow, okay.
Yeah, so he's obviously needing to do something, because he can't just remake another Immortal back at home, because then he's just going to, or another Robo back at home, because then he's just going to always be behind on the Robo count. So he needs to go something different here. Okay,
I was about to ask if Trigger, he should have a Warp Prism, but I didn't see it initially. It's here with the rest of the army. Okay, nice force field there. It's going to force him to pick up. He's going to back off a little bit. The Phoenix hasn't come out here. He's going to pick up the Immortal. It doesn't quite get it in a position where you could actually try to take it out. There's more Warp-ins happening. That Void Ray is about to pop here as well. That's going to be handy in this fight.
I feel like Classic is maybe being a little bit panicked in this defense. The Phoenix lift was very early. There was no units anywhere close to be able to take advantage of that lift. The Void Ray is doing great, though. Being in range of the battery, we'll be able to do some decent damage so far on the defense, as the Stalkers aren't in a spot to get a perfect shot off onto that. But now this production at the front has been killed off. So Trigger now has a great opportunity to just contain. He sees that it's going to be a Stargate as the follow-up, so he knows that there's going to be a very difficult chance for Classic to just kind of go down to the Nat. He's going to be trying to do it with Adepts, basically. But for this point, Trigger can just take this expansion that he was able to make, keep his Robo going, and he can probably just macro out of this totally fine.
Yeah, it really comes back to the fact that Robo has stayed in the game there for Trigger. He had his a little bit out of the way, whereas Classic had his kind of in the middle of the map, and so it ended up being something that was picked off.
Oh, he's going to recall it. That's awesome.
Yeah, he could just send that right back home. And you're basically contained right now. Keep in mind, he doesn't have, a Robo or Warp Prism even to kind of like elevator stuff out of his base. Yeah. So, he has to respect the bottleneck at the bottom of his entrance. He's going to pick this Immortal up again.
That's interesting. I feel like he would maybe want to go for the probes, considering that he's so far down economically, unless he's just going to choose to all in.
I think he's going to all in.
I think he's just going to all in, honestly. So, just killing as many units as possible is probably the better play, but it's going to be so late when he finally does it get across. Although, wow, these Adepts are just going to find their way in. So that's actually kind of interesting. You can even lift the 2 Stalkers, so that way now the Adepts can have an easier time killing probes and whatnot. And that's going to be the play here for Classic. Prism also might actually get killed off, but a couple probes getting picked off is pretty decent. And Classic's actually probing himself back at home. So maybe he's not just going to all in. Maybe he's actually going to expand himself. Yeah, wow, okay, very interesting.
Okay, so the probe count Trigger's up by over 10 workers. So, I mean, he's in really good shape. And PvP, I mean, I think it's true for any mirror matchup. You can't just be 1 base and 2 base for very long.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you end up in very different places as things pan out. So, he is going to move across the map. I think he should at least try to take out that Robo down there.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go for that right now, so we'll be able to deny that, and the Phoenix will continue to try and kill some probes up in the main base because you do need to deal more economic damage. Since you do have those Phoenix, it does allow you to go for that, but he is being a bit hesitant with his Phoenix, not really diving in on anything just yet. Again, I think he really does need to start getting some probe damage. There he does go into the main base, so we'll start getting a few of those. We'll even that up just a bit, but he wants to be careful. He doesn't want to use every single lift because he still needs these Phoenixes defensively because it's so much of his army supply. If Trigger just decides to walk across the map, Classic can't defend. He needs everything at home.
Yeah. And Classic is angling for an adept play. So he's trying to, as he's catching up here, he's really trying to hit hard in the mid game here. He's not going to keep trying to tech up. He's not going into Archons now or getting Zealot charge. And let's see how this pairs up with a push from Trigger. Now, I don't know if this is the best time to attack for Trigger, but I think he should have a considerably bigger army. So
Sorry, I think this is actually a pretty good spot because his Blink is going to be finishing up, and he knows that he just saw Classic use all of his energy on the Phoenix to lift up probes. There's going to be so much dead weight, and he even gets a bunch of those Phoenix as well with that Blink. His army is massive right now compared to his opponent. He can easily come on in, Blink right on top of those Immortals, one-shotting them every single cycle. We'll be able to dispatch of those really quickly, and this army is going to falter for Classic.
But 3 Immortals are stuck on the outside. Even with all those units out there that aren't really in the fight, it seems like the Stalker count is just so high that there's no way that he can end up losing this. Trigger is just going to topple this position for Classic, and he's going to probably, he's going to tap out. GG, Trigger taking game number 2.
Yeah, it was really expertly done. I mean, a really difficult game from both players to judge. I mean, going for the proxy robos and going for different styles of proxy robo as well. It wasn't like it was just the 2 Immortals right from the start. One was going for the Prism.